All right, guys, welcome to this video. So in this video, I wanted to make another little educational board for you guys of the topic of, does alcohol really ruin gains? And I really just want to go into depth, but also make it as simple as possible for you guys to understand on how I'm able to drink every single weekend, 1 to 2 times per week, and still be in the best shape of my life. I'm still getting stronger. I'm still losing fat by the week. And I want to show you guys exactly how I do it. Again, in the most simple ways possible. That way you can still have a social life. You can still out and go grab a beer with the guys, whatever you want to do. I'm going to show you exactly how I'm able to do it too as well, okay? So let's just scroll down here. Now, number one, the main topic is always going to be mindset, right? So this is going to go into the topics of making alcohol a habit versus a controlled indulgence. Now, what is the difference between the two? If you're making, if alcohol is a habit for you, that means you're probably doing it to escape reality. Maybe you're dealing with something, you're going through something right now, whether it's like a loss of a family member, usually like it's a heartbreak for guys. If you're making alcohol a habit, you need to completely just stop drinking in general. This video is not for you. That's a whole nother problem to be worried about. But when you make it a controlled indulgence, you actually have the control over it. You're not making it into a habit. You're not using it as an escape from reality. It's not a thing where it's like as soon as you think about it or crave it, your body instantly and your mind instantly wants to have it. You are the one in control of it, and you can have it whenever and wherever you want, okay? Now, again, when it comes to mindset, the main thing is just realizing that drinking 1 to 2 times a week is perfectly fine. But again, if you're using it as a form, as a getaway, you need to stop completely, okay? One of the biggest things that I see with people is that when they try to go out and they try to drink, 90% of the time, people feel guilty about it. But where does that guilt come from? It comes from you knowing that you didn't earn it, that you didn't earn the fun. This is something I put on my stories usually towards the weekend, like today's Friday. I always put something along the lines of like, earn the fun first, right? So for me personally, and what I tell my newer clients for my new social physique program, is you need to earn it first, right? So number one, beforehand, get a workout in, okay? Get a workout in, do a strength training session, push hard, okay? Number two is cardio. Whether it's running, Stairmaster after your workout, get some type of cardio in, okay? Number three is daily steps. Now, this is different from cardio. I've already been over this, but get 10,000 steps in before you go out to the function, before you go out to drink. Number four is hydration, which is another subtopic that I'm going to get into below. And number five is at least 2 to 3 clean, whole food, protein-packed meals. When you have all these in check and you're checking it off, your daily list, especially if you know you're going to go out that night, this is going to make you feel a lot better about yourself. You're going to know in the back of your head that, okay, I actually earned it. I did the work that I was supposed to today, opposed to, just going out and drinking, knowing that you could have used that time to do all these things beforehand. But when you put the drinking over the main priorities of the workout, the cardio, the steps, the overall health and wellness side of things, that is where that guilt comes from. And then it allows you to not even be able to actually enjoy the moment, especially when you get drunk. All those thoughts start coming in when you know you didn't do what you were supposed to. So make sure you earn the fun first, okay? And as you can see down here, this is a clip from one of my YouTube videos, me doing like my grocery haul. Just at least 2 to 3 clean whole food meals, okay? That way, again, in the back of your head, you did what you're supposed to today, and you're still getting after it, okay? Number two is recovery, okay? I feel like a lot of people get this part messed up. A lot of people overdo with the drinking, right? If you're going to go out, have fun, whatever, just have a couple drinks, okay? Don't get blacked out drunk every single weekend or, even twice a week, okay? That's where it's really going to come in of, ruining the gains. And then if you wake up blacked out drunk, or if you blacked out the night before, it's going to make recovery 20 times harder, and 100% of the time, you're going to be hungover, okay? So the major ways to prevent being hungover, if you do end up drinking a lot, or just when you drink in general, you get hungover, if you're a lightweight like me, number one is eating clean beforehand, okay? This is going to help a lot with recovery. If you ever drank with an empty stomach, it will hit you fast and harder than usual, okay? So making sure that you're not overly like bloated or stuffed or whatever, but making sure that you've had a couple clean meals beforehand really helps with the recovery process and just the overall process of knowing that you were supposed to do what you need to do beforehand on the pillar above, like I was talking about. Okay, number 2 is hydration and electrolytes, which is basically the same thing as these two photos combined, right? You need to drink a good amount of water all throughout the day beforehand before you go out to drink. This is going to prevent being hungover and being too drunk a lot, especially with the electrolytes, okay? You can have electrolytes like a couple hours before. Again, this is going to prevent any type of hangover. It's not going to make you as dehydrated. And you especially want to have electrolytes and a little bit of water when you get home and after you're done drinking. That way, when you get home that night, you're replenishing everything beforehand. So that way, when you go to sleep, first of all, it'll help with your sleep levels. It won't raise your cortisol too high. It won't ruin like things for the next day. But number 2, you can wake up and go straight back to whatever you were working on the next morning, okay? When you end up drinking too much or you don't do any of these 2 or 3 things, especially if you haven't ate at all during the day beforehand, if you haven't drank anything, if you're not hydrated properly, that's where the really bad hangovers come into play, and then you literally cannot do anything for the next day, okay? The whole point of this is to create better habits for yourself and be that guy that actually stands out habits-wise and physique-wise whenever you're out at the bars, whenever you're out getting the drinks, okay? We do not want to be the guy who's there, gets blacked out drunk, has his whole next day ruined, who's there because he's using alcohol as a suppressant. He doesn't work out or do anything in the first place, like, work out, take care of himself. We do not want to be that type of person. The whole point of this video, again, is to show you guys how to balance the two, but more importantly, focus on the habits you need and the habits that you need to get rid of in order to balance the two out and still have the discipline aspect, the habits aspect, and still get in the best shape of your life, right? And one thing that I wanted to mention about up here too with the workout part wise, I want to get into the topic of like, does alcohol really ruin gains, right? So as far as like the science behind it goes, the main thing you need to realize is that it does dehydrate you. Number 1, we know that, but 2, it stops protein synthesis for anywhere between like 12 to 16 hours, I think 20 at most. So saying alcohol ruins gains isn't really accurate, so to say. Now, this again goes into the whole topic of habits versus controlled indulgence. If you're doing it every day or every other day, then yeah, you're not ever going to recover. Protein synthesis is not going to be happening at all. You're just not going to get progress, okay? But if you're only doing it once or twice a week, it is perfectly fine. It's not going to ruin anything. It doesn't stop protein synthesis. It doesn't block you from putting on muscle or getting stronger for like a whole week or 3 or 4 days at a time. It only stops it from 12 to 16 hours. So again, this is the whole thing about only doing it once or twice a week. But it does not completely ruin gains, okay? As long as you're consistent throughout the week in the first place, which is a whole nother topic of a video involving consistency, the discipline, all that, right? The habits. As long as you're actually on top of shit throughout the main portion of the week, working out 3 to 4 times a week and focusing on progressive overload, training hard, staying hydrated throughout the week every single day, right? Getting good sleep, making sure your stress levels isn't too high. You're not drinking during the weekdays or drinking, every other day. You're getting your cardio in. As long as you're doing that 5 or 6 days out of the week, you're still going to be able to lose fat, get in the best shape possible, get your dream physique over time, but still be able to balance it out, okay? I forgot to talk about that in the main pillar, so that's one of the main things I wanted to talk about. It does not actually ruin gains, okay? Now, number 3, and this is the most important, is the overall identity shift, right? There's a huge difference, again, between being the normal guy at the bar who, he does not like his body, he does not like his physique, maybe he's going through something bad, whether it's the heartbreak, losing the family member, whatever it is, that deep pain deep down, and he's using the alcohol as a coping mechanism, okay? He's formed the alcohol into a habit versus actually having control over the alcohol, okay? There is a huge difference. We do not ever want to be that guy at the bar who is using this as a habit and is using it as an escape, coping mechanism, all that, right? There is a huge difference, okay? We want to be that guy at the bar. And I'm not talking, attention-wise. I'm talking about being the guy at the bar who has his habits in check, who has control over the alcohol. Because let's be honest, 99% of people, when you go out, you're drinking at the bars, whatever it is, restaurant, 99% of them, the alcohol is controlling them, okay? So we want to be the guy who has control over it, okay? Number 3 that really makes a huge difference is the overall physique, right? Again, as long as you're sticking to, 5 or 6 days out of the week, you're getting your workouts in, you're doing the cardio, you're getting your steps in, you're training hard, Over time, you will start to build your dream physique, and you will have your dream physique while being able to balance this out. We want to have the physique that stands out because people can see in real time that you have the habits, that you have the responsibility, that you have the control over the alcohol. The alcohol does not control you, and you're still able to put in the work and get to, your dream physique, and still be able to go out and have a good time every now and then and drink once or twice a week, okay? And again, alcohol does not ruin gains. You just have to make sure that you're doing all those things throughout the, main portion of the week in order to get there, right? This is me around a year ago, maybe a little bit over a year ago now. Back then, I did not have my habits in check. I was not that disciplined. Around this time was when I first started going out too. Like, I was drinking pretty much every weekend, once or twice a week, mainly 2 times a week on Fridays and Saturdays. But there's a difference between these two people, okay? The guy on the left, which is me right now, I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to every single day with my workouts, with the routines, with being disciplined, with, holding myself accountable, right? It's all mindset at the end of the day. And I'm able to have my dream physique now. I'm in the best shape of my life. But there's a difference between this guy right here. Again, a year ago, I did not have my habits in check. I was not disciplined. I was actually using alcohol as a coping mechanism because I was just lost. I was out of shape. I did not like the way I looked. But now I'm actually able to enjoy it because I have the habits that I've built over time in order to have this mindset to, again, have control over the alcohol and overall have the mindset needed to get in the best shape of my life and, become a better person and have that overall identity shift out of everything. And again, I know I talk about this in almost every video, but this picture on the left right here is me out having a good time. And this is one of my best clients, Quincy, who lost 50 pounds while still, being in the military, traveling, drinking once or twice a week, just like me. So it's possible. But again, it's the overall habits in place that you have to set for yourself that's going to separate you from the rest of the guys in the crowd, the rest of everybody else, right? You're still able, you are still able to get your dream physique, but you just have to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to and staying on top of yourself with the accountability and the habits and the discipline, okay? But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I just wanted to make this kind of short, very, very simple for you guys to understand. At the end of the day, the main takeaway is that once or twice a week is fine. Make sure you're doing your shit every single day with your workouts, cardio, your eats, protein intake, all of that, and having control over it. But the overall thing is the mindset and the habit and the overall identity shift needed to get there, okay? If you guys have any questions, please DM me on Instagram at any time. And if you're interested in coaching where you want to build your, dream physique, you want to lose the fat, you want to build the habits and identity shift for yourself in order to get to that next level, but still have the social life, still be able to, go out and travel, go on vacation, still be able to, go out with the missus, and not have the overall overthinking and not be so stressed about, is this drink gonna ruin my progress? Am I still able to, go on vacation? Can I still have a social life? Yes, you can. And I've shown you guys right here. I've done it and over the course of this year. My clients have done it. So if you're interested in coaching, DM me with the word train on Instagram. Or if you just have any questions, DM me on Instagram. I'll be happy to help you guys out. I'll see you in the next video, man.